Thurstaston is actually the village where we came through a couple of roads.
It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it, to say that?
Yeah.
Thurstaston Centre.
Like the D cliffs. I think it's been much more commercialised since I was here, probably.
Why do you say that?
Well, there was no real visitor centre or anything, and it was a rough path down to the sea, but there were all sorts of ways and car parks and things that couldn't take us before. But then this is about 50 years ago.
Quite communicative and very quite deep. So let's see how
Deposits are glacial deposits. They're what they call erratics. They're not the natural rocks. So you see a big group of things with all sorts of pebbles in the black rock over there. Some of these have probably come down from the Lake District or Scotland, but it tells you about it on that board there.
Well, so far we haven't seen the sun. It's been very dismal, very dark.
The country park, I think it stretches various places. I think this railway track is all part of it, with places you can go, and then bits in between like golf courses and other things, farmland, which are not part of it. But I think it's an extensive country park, but in different patches. But this seems to be the main centre of it here.
Yes, but what I was saying was it goes all the way along the Wirral, literally.
But not continuously, I think.
Yeah. Look as though somebody's climbing up, doesn't it? It just says dangerous cliffs. Keep off. Well, I don't know, I wouldn't like to. There's another one climbing as well, look. There's two of them. A bit dangerous.
So trying to get down, they're still only halfway down. In front of us at the station coming across, and they had a cup of coffee in their hands and they struggled to come down there.
So you think we had a quicker route?
The water is in. But you see over there, the land suddenly stretches out. That would have all gone right back up towards Cheshire, and then it silted up in that end. But this is where it goes.
What I was going to ask was, you said you came here a long, long time ago. So what was it you did when you came here?
I've got it in my mind. It was a sort. I did 1 or 2 geology courses at Manchester.
That was it.
In the evenings, and I have a feeling it was something to do with that, because I don't think I would have found it otherwise. But there was no country park here then. It was It just had to scramble down a rough path, and that was it. I can't remember. It could be to do with. Like that notice board back there was saying to do with glacial erosion or something. I cannot remember. It was 50 years ago, so.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that a bit earlier on.
Yeah. On a nice day in the summer, bringing kids down here, probably a pleasant beach for them to play on. And swim in the sea and so.
It's still very busy. Still lots of people around, very populated.
material for the area.
And what was it used in?
Well, somebody have lived in it. Fisherman, or goodness knows. Obviously
I've never seen it, so I don't really know what it's been in.
Goes out. It's like we thought West Kirby where you could walk, you know, right almost half up, all the way to Wales.
Interesting, isn't it? Well, what's it to be? Interesting little biography of the cafe. Thurstaston Cafe.
Could be this is not run by the council.
Oh right, is that where the car park is free?
Yeah, it's a local nature reserve, it's a common thing.
Right, that's interesting. So, all the payments in the car parks have been card only.
Yeah.
And I know you like to pay cash.
But this is a nature reserve, and common means a certain, it's not necessarily owned by the council, but it's common land or something. So the council maybe can't charge for it. Or it's
right.
It's SSI, I think, isn't it?
What?
Local nature reserve.
It is a local nature
Anyway,
reserve.
I can't see any meters here.
Well, we'll soon know if we get a ticket.
Solid rock. New red sandstone, which is soft, and you can see how the passage of feet have worn, and maybe water running down, has worn away this very soft rock. So, all that's solid and not walking around. Yeah, it's a very soft rock, wears away very quick. You see churches, where it's a local stone and churches are built out of it, a lot of the stones are worn away. You can see the very strata running through it. That it's a vantage point where you can see in lots of directions, but the whole area surrounding it is Thurstaston Common, which is obviously common land from in the past. You could wander for miles, you know, a long way through it, but you could easily get lost because it's all forested, so you have to be careful.
Really?
Well, look at it, there's open land and forest and whatever. It's good. So, the Wirral is a peninsula. That side is the Mersey, that side is the Dee. So out to that way is the Irish Sea. That is the top northern end of the Wirral. Over there is Hoyle Lake, West Kirby. Then it goes along to New Brighton over there, and Birkenhead, and then that's probably Liverpool and so on all over there. Where all those cranes are.
Right. It looks like the trig point, but there's nothing on it to say how high it is, but I don't think it's very high, is it?
It's not as high as the highest point.
Plenty of seats, isn't there?
Planted before the gorse overgrew, but I mean, what we're seeing back there, I think they keep the gorse cut back actually, so that the views are.
Well, this is an exercise and a half, isn't it? Oh, isn't that wonderful now? Wading through that mud.
No, I think there's lots of ways around. It's a bit like a maze, I think.
Well, we better not lose sight of each other.
No. That going down the hill, we don't want that one.
Otherwise I've had visions of being out of contact.
So...
Go on, have a go through it.
I'm not going through there.
Oh, was it
No, I think we'll have to find another route.
Looks like a swamp.
Built up area, but there are bits of countryside. But they're very close to towns. So if people, say, living in Birkenhead, Wallace, places like that, want to get out into a limited number of places to go to. A lot of the greenery is farmland, it's not open to people. So the sites like this and Thurstaston and where we were yesterday and the long distance railway track, people are funneled into a few places. A little bit like in the middle of a town like Manchester, people go to the local park where they can go and see some open space without having to travel many miles. So it's a bit like that around here, I think.
Well, it's a peninsula, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Plenty of gores around. I wouldn't like to, risk going too near the edge because I'm likely to slide off it. I think that's far enough.
I haven't a clue where we are.
Oh,
now.
that's not very helpful, is it?
The forested maze.
I'll have a look on the sat nav.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get lost with this number of people around.
No.
Oh, like a mill pond.
What?
Oldham Edge.
Oldham Edge.
Do you remember? We just set off and we didn't know where we were going.
That was a much smaller area.
I think this is quite small.
Much bigger than Oldham Edge. Because there are houses nearby all the way around.
Well, look at this.
There's the main road.
What a view.
Caldy Hill.
Caldy Hill.
Caldy, which it's on the top. That's where I drove down to West Kirby yesterday. Boy Lake is that way over there. And just get round to New Brighton and stuff that way.
It's like a sort of a maze. You just end up where you end up. It's going the wrong way.
Find a way
It's
around
just beginning to rain.
Yeah. We walked up to the viewing point. We retraced our steps, then followed various other paths not shown on these, and came out. We came out there, and then we went up there, and then a short distance up we came back to there.
Right.